the chains, and now they're inside the 20.
Well, once again, we got a little too aggressive. We got the DN coming around there. We got a wide open hole there.
And pick up a blitz.
Yeah, he's very effective, and he's very he knows what's going on out there, and only a great speed coming up hard on that is Alonzo Houston.
Probably getting a little upset right now, and he just took it out on that Sarasota tailback.
That poor tailback. That was been successful at so far.
Play there by the Tiger defense, stringing that one out to the short side of the field.
It's set down.
So
that just drives you nuts.
That went from a 3rd and 20. Now that'll bring up a 3rd and 15 and kind of get them right back into field goal range with that one. That's a big one, guys.
Yeah, especially even if they don't pick up the first down here. If they can pick up, 5-10 yards, it gives them a chance, Kenny.
It gives them a much better chance, absolutely.
Now that's a couple times now. We've got twins on both sides. One, we've got Gag in the backfield. Brian Gag looks to the out, throws it there. The ball's loose. Let's get it, Wyatt. Go, baby. It's Wyatt running down. He's at the 40.
They're not going to catch him. They're not going to catch him.
Touchdown, Zachary Wyatt.
I tell you what.
Oh, my goodness.
Huh?
Wow.
Did he not?
Okay, that is probably one of the fastest D tackles you're going to see there. One thing about those Wyatt guys, they can run a little bit, and he out of the back of the end zone.
Absolutely. The track coach is going
better time, Kenny.
We talked about it earlier, and we're going to need them to have some big plays here, and they got us.
Yeah, just have the D tackle run 180 yards. We'll go with that. And Manriquez is lining up for the extra point. Here, Tigers leading 12-7. Oh, bad spot. Manriquez has got it, tries to pull out of there, and that's right there. 12 versus 7. 3 minutes and 24 seconds remaining on the clock.
I tell you what, this is going to be something that they'll look back on if it gets close later on. And
when our district has 2 teams get our opportunity in about 5 or 6 weeks to take those on, but to take care of the Sarasotas, the Northports, and the Lakewood Ranch. Any loss in one of these districts, and we're going to have to rely on one of those other teams to knock them off.
High snap on a field goal, and Freddie pulled that one off to the timing issues, and there's another point there. So that's 4 that we've had that didn't show up on the board. It would be 16-7, but it's 12-7 here. Lots of pressure on this Tiger defense tonight, but they're rising to the occasion. And what a spectacular play there by Zachary Wyatt. Manriquez takes this one off. He drills it high. Boyd Insurance and Financial Services. Well, big one right here for the defense, guys. Gag's coming out of there, and he just took a big sack on that. Tiger defense is getting back there in the backfield. 1st and 10 here, 3 minutes and 18 seconds. Gag looks like a run inside, and it's going to be tackled there. Wow, big hit. Big hit there by Lester Johnson. Wow.
Yeah, Lester stayed at home on that play like he should, and he comes up with a big tackle there. And I tell you, that's what we got to do. We got to stay in control here and just do our job. And we keep saying that, but when you don't do your job, big plays
Actually,
you come out of it.
that was Alonzo Houston coming up there, and I thought it
Big
was
number 9.
And that is bringing a lot of heat there out of not the biggest body, but powerful. Now he throws the wide open receiver out there. He catches that for the first down. So that's a very nice toss out there by Gag.
He throws a nice pass, doesn't he?
Yeah, and that was Deshaun Hayes out there.
Yeah, he does throw a nice ball, Kenny, and that's something that we're going to have to tighten up on a little bit because they feel comfortable throwing the ball on us, and we've done a decent job, but we've got some wide open receivers out here.
Okay, so the clock starts here after they set the chain. Only 2 minutes and 28 seconds remaining on the clock. Sarasota not in a hurry
But
here.
they got 3 timeouts as well.
Yeah, then Gag's got this one back in the shotgun. 2 receivers on each side. Look for that middle action here, and he's got Hayes in motion. Looking, tucking it up, and he's going to be tackled after about a 2-yard gain.
That's a real good job there by the defense once again. I mean, he came all the way around to make that tackle, and kind of waiting for somebody to step up there. But I couldn't tell who that was.
Yeah, but that was a very long gain on that tremendous spot. That's brings up a 2nd and 5 here.
Yeah, he got a good
48.
spot.
So that was a great spot, wasn't
it?
Yeah,
and Sarasota they're moving slow here.
Yeah, and in no hurry. Gag dropping back, throws the middle, trying to clear
Great
that
tackle.
big hit there by Houston.
Yeah, I mean, Houston comes up there. Was that Houston or was that Bradley? Who was that?
They had Houston and looked like Brandon Waiters, 23.
I thought Derek Bradley was in there as well. I couldn't really tell, but Derek came in from his DB spot like a torpedo.
Maybe it's Trevante Thompson, number 13.
Very nice.
I'll tell you what.
3rd and 8 here.
3rd and 8.
Big play.
Clock running, 1 minute and 11 seconds. Don't know why they haven't spent a timeout, but I like it. And clock still winding down to 1:05. Bragg in the backfield.
Don't jump.
Option. Nowhere to go. Everybody in play.
Let's call a timeout. Call a timeout.
So
we can hear the coaches next door.
And it's 56.5 seconds remaining. And so that brings up a 4th and forever.
Great stop by our defense. Is going to give us a shot to get the ball back here before halftime comes.
It's got to be a timeout there by the Tigers, right, guys?
Oh well, I do believe
because
we
have stoppage of play.
We have 2.
Yeah, we took it.
Yeah, so we've got it. So that'll be the first. Tigers still with 2 timeouts left in this one, guys. So we have it 56.5 seconds of punting formation here.
I tell you what, this would be a good time for a block if we could get somebody in there without roughing the kicker. But you got to be thinking 96 seconds to go. You got 2 timeouts, but we don't have that deep threat that we've had in years past. I mean, we're not probably really able to pick up a lot of yards here with 96 seconds. So if we can shorten this field, guys, or at least get a good run back, it would help.
So Mike Collins is back there in the.
He's playing like a free safety there. Oh,
yeah,
there he goes.
Yeah, so he's back there, and let's see how. Mike needs to. I think I'd love to see him totally redeem himself here and take this one and take it to the house. But their kicker is lined up, and they've got. They moved on the line, so that's going to back them up 5 yards. So there you go. So that's a great punt on the play. So that should back them up 5, and we're going to do it again here. 55.8 seconds remaining here in the second.
Just to get enough pressure on this punter for him to shank it.
Yeah, that's right, Kenny. I mean, I'm not looking for anything special. Just let's come off sloppy on his foot or something. And you know what? And this thing, if it's in the air, Mike needs to catch it.
Just fair catch it, and we'll take it.
Yeah, we can't have this thing rolling 10, 15 yards behind him.
Now Marsters is going to take this one and punt it out of there. And he really needs to get a good snap back there. Nice snap. And he kicks it away. Lester Johnson applying pressure. And he takes it this time, and he's got the catch, so good for Mike Collins.
Yeah, good job, Mike, on that one. That's all we need right there, young man. That's good. That gives us 49 seconds here with 2 timeouts, and I don't know what Coach Marino is going to try to pull out of his pocket here, but it's going to have to be throwing the ball, even if it's just some screen and some quick out. We're going to have to throw it here, guys. And Jason can do this. Jason's got the arm for
yes, yeah. There's the potentials there. I've seen him in practice thread the needle between two defenders. We just got to step in there, and the guy's got to catch it. We got to get down, and
we got to protect him. We got to keep that pressure off of him.
Ball on the 45, really, and you also don't have to get the whole thing. Manriquez, you only need to get about 20. Next, excellent broken tackle there. Reggie White to the middle of the field, and driving forward down to the 28.
And we need a timeout, and we got it.
They got to move the chains.
Oh, they do.
Here.
That's right.
They're going to stop. It's 41 seconds. Okay, they can call a play here. They may already have one from this timeout.
Already came in before we started there. The coaches already had 2 plays scripted. Excellent job. Spicer looks back, rolls to the right, steps in the middle, throws the ball, tipped.
Wow, that was
incomplete pass.
That could have been ugly right there.
Well, the good news is the clock stops here with 33.2 seconds remaining. And the ball here at the 29-yard line.
You hate to see a defensive player get a hand on that ball and knock that thing in the air, because there's always another defensive player right there to catch it.
That's when they yell Oski.
Right, that's right.
Remember doing that?
Yeah.
Oski.
That's old school, isn't it?
Old school, definitely.
I think we're going to show how long in the tooth that a couple of guys up here in the box are. Spicer's taking this one, and it's first and big play here. 33.2 remaining. Brings Sullivan in motion, coming across to the left. Looks like he's got him, and then he looks over to the right, come back to the ball. And it's going to be, we might have a hold or a late hit. Might be a late hit back here on Spicer. Let's see.
I'm hoping it's roughing the passer.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Come on.
They're pointing that way.
Come on.
There we go. 15 yards, roughing the passer.
That's a great. And I tell you what, that was a little short there on that pass by Jason, but he had a lot of pressure on his face, and we got lucky on that one. But we got a good flag on it.
He needed to put a little more zip on that pass. Our receiver could have caught it. So that puts it on the 14, Brian.
Yeah, that's going to be at the 14-yard line, first and 10, and really well within Manriquez's field goal range. But let's get 6, guys. And he's got Spicer in the backfield, jet sweep action here, and a stoppage in play.
Timeout defense.
A timeout, Sarasota, so that's going to be their second of the game.
Time to regroup here, guys.
I'm getting excited. I forget that we're on the radio sometimes, or we're streaming.
Whether it's internet, TigerVision.
I get off.
Yeah, people tell me, "Oh, you're on the radio." No, we're not. We're on the internet. We've got to be smart here.
Yes.
Rick, you said we need to score. We need to get 6 points, but we don't need any tip passes. We don't need an Oski. Because we can get the 3 points, so it's going to be very critical here on this play call and the execution.
Yeah, that would put an 8-point lead out there in front, even with a field goal.
Well, Jason is pretty smart usually about not trying to force the ball in there when he doesn't have an open receiver, and we don't want to do anything crazy here. But we have had some open receivers. So we're getting that separation. We just got to find the right guy here.
And to his credit, he's only got 1 interception, 1 turnover all year.
Okay, Sidney Poppy's over here, and Spicer's going to take this one out of the shotgun, and one back, Johnny Jones in the backfield. Sullivan in motion, looks toward Sullivan, throws the middle, and it's going to be tackled immediately there. Timeout, Tigers. 24, 23, 22 seconds remaining.
They're not going to call it.
They're going to save it.
They got to call it.
You got 2 timeouts.
No, they got to call it.
There it is.
There we go.
Timeout stopped with 16.8 seconds remaining on this clock.
I thought that was a safe call, but unfortunately, the Sarasota defense was ready for it, and we're Johnny on the spot there.
Yeah, they run a whole lot of that themselves. They run a lot of that middle screen type plays. So that's one that they may have seen a few times. And now 16.8 seconds remaining here. Really, you got to be careful and not do anything silly here. It's second down and forever. The ball is going to be right now. It's nestled there right about the 20 from my vantage point, or the 18-yard line. So well within field goal range here.
What we don't want to see is like the first play of the game and a couple of times where he starts scrambling backwards and we complete the pass, but it's a 10-yard loss. If we don't have anything, just throw it where you can legally throw it without getting grounding, throw it away, and we'll line up and do it again. There's plenty of time.
Yeah, quick hitter or something like that. You don't want to have a holding on this one either. And Spicer's going to take this one back. Sullivan in motion. And he takes a peek over at Sullivan. Now he looks down to the middle of the field, stepping up in the pocket,
There we
rolling,
go.
running, run,
Get down.
run, Jason. And he's going to be tackled right there at the 5-yard line. So he's going to take that final time out there. They're going to move the chains, stop the clock here for the moving of the chains.
Are they a little short?
I think
no,
he's got it. He's got the
it's
first down.
and goal.
So they're going to stop, and now Palmetto does take that timeout. 8 seconds left. There's time to throw a slant in there now.
And it has to be a slant, and it either has to be an incompletion or has to be a touchdown here. Because we have no more timeouts.
Yes.
So we won't have any time for Freddie to get out there if we don't get out of bounds or if we don't get in the end zone.
And I'm sure while they're huddling over there on the far side of the field, they're reminding everybody exactly what you're saying.
And I think everyone, Captain Obvious, is probably looking at this one saying we're going to see some type of rub action or pick play over here, probably to the wide side of the field with a slant type action off of rub route. You got to be careful.
Let me give you a few updates here from 941updates.com. We've got Braden River 3, Lakewood Ranch 0 in the second quarter.
Wow.
Manatee 21, Alonzo 0 in the second quarter. St. Stephen's 21, Braden Christian 0, and also in the second quarter, Southeast 21, Bayshore 6.
And that's who we play next week, Bruins.
That's right.
Okay, so you've either got Reggie White over here on a slant, or we're going to run a rub route over here with Pompey. And let's see on the left-hand side of the formation. Now we're going to have a timeout taken there by the Sarasota Sailors. Good timeout.
Yeah, good timeout. Kind of just wanted to see how they were lining up and come back and try to counter that. You know, this is something that you always hope that you got something in your back pocket that's not on tape. You know, that we haven't done before. Something that you plan for just for these situations when you're down here and you gotta get a score. And
just to check. All good.
This is a chess game, and we're trying to feel each other out, and hopefully we can run that play, and it's been set up so it can be easily executed.
Yeah, you know, when I think back about the last 3 years with Jack, even though we're a totally different offense now, there's still a lot of plays in that genius offensive mind of Coach Marino that we have not used at all this year because of, I won't say limitations, but just a different style of offense. So, but I think when you get into a situation like this, Jason has the arm and the legs to make anything happen from this point here.
Okay, we have trip coverage over here to the right, and really maybe looking at a slant over there to Reggie, and you have Sully in motion. Spicer takes it, throws the slant, indeed, and it is a touchdown.
That was a good call.
Nice call.
I still haven't seen hands go. Have you seen hands
Get your
go up?
hands up. We're helping up here.
Do we ever see hands go
That's
up?
got to be a touchdown, guys. What are we looking at here, guys?
There's no time on the clock.
I never saw. I never saw.
Okay, we have yet to see a touchdown signal here, guys.
But we're lining up for the extra point.
Yeah, but they're not. I still have not seen a touchdown signal.
I'm not sure what happened.
Maybe
They're
their
saying
arms,
the ball.
Maybe their arms are tired.
The ball is on the 3-yard line here. They did put it's 18-7,
18,
guys.
okay.
So, all right, Freddie Manriquez is going to take this one, and it's
It's
blocked.
blocked.
Oh man!
And so that's going to be with 18-7 here. That scoreboard is gone back to 47 seconds, but time has expired here in the second quarter. So that'll be it. And the second quarter, Palmetto Tigers lead 18-7. And really looked at, we kind of had a slant action off a little rub route over there to the left. Right? I mean,
yeah, and I tell you what, I mean, that's exactly what we were talking about. We had to get in the end zone there or something that was quick out of bounds, which you're not going to do when you're in that position when you're trying to get into the end zone. But I tell you, that was a great job by the offense. That's you got less than 2 minutes, and you come down and you pick up a big score. We just blew the USA prediction out of the water.
Oh, the 12-7.
So
yes.
we got that.
Yeah,
we
it's
got that
already
over with.
beat that up.
So
yes.
it's just a matter of coming out here in the second half and executing more.
And good for Jason Spicer. Now on that series, when he used his legs and got down there, and the timeouts were critical there, he could have slid up, a half yard short of the first down, and that was critical. He ran over the DB,
Yes.
Put his head down. Didn't slide like a prima donna. Knowing the clock, knowing the management, perfect situation, leaving us enough time to get the 6 on the board. So and
This is the first time since we've been doing this that I did not see them acknowledge the touchdown. But that the referees did not. I did not see. Unless we're in a blind spot.
There's no way.
They didn't.
I have never seen that before. It just left you guessing. I mean, we thought it was in the end zone. It's hard to tell from our vantage point, but I don't know what happened there.
There was never a touchdown signal.
Yeah. Well, maybe this is something new that the referees are doing. We got all these players with the national anthem. Maybe the referees are going to quit acknowledging touchdowns. I don't know. I mean, I looked too. I didn't see. Come on, give us our.
Fellas, we're laughing down here in the TigerVision booth. The signal did come from the head referee very, very late. It was basically when we were lining up for the PAT, the guy looked over, and we did catch it on camera. We did get a touchdown signal, but we were with you there for a little bit.
All right, great. Thank you, Jordan.
So when they're lining up for the PAT, and then they throw, okay.
Oh, yeah, by the way, they scored.
Why don't you go ahead and give us those second quarter stats here, Kenny?
Yeah, let's have it.
Okay, all right. Halftime stats for Palmetto: 12 rushing attempts, 62 rushing yards. That's a little over 5 yards a clip, and that's right what the doctor ordered as far as being able to move that ball. And we've seen that 6 of 9. Jason Spicer throwing a ball, probably throwing a little bit more than normal, but effective for 33 yards for 95 yards total offense in the first half. Pretty good half there for Sarasota. What we've seen all night, 14 rushing attempts. They've ran more than we have and only mustered 22 yards. And then, again, all their success has come through the air, 7 for 15 for 98 yards. So they have 120 yards to our 95. But, again, most all of that was on that one play where the malfunction on our defense that got their lone score.
Yeah, you also have to take into consideration that when you have your defense stopping them deep in close to their end zone on their side of the field. I mean, I think there was only one time when we started on our side of the field.
Yes.
So we've been when you're playing the short end of the field, you're not going to have those yards piling up.
And the defensive line getting some pressure there, and the ridiculous play of this one from about the 25 or 20, Zachary Wyatt picks the ball off the ground, defensive tackle, and outraces everyone 75, 80 yards for the house call.
Yeah, I hope his parents are here tonight. They're at every game. I'm sure they're up there, but I want to go up there and tell them because I know they got a kick out of that because they are a football family, and those boys are just constantly out here shining every Friday night here with Tiger football.
Yeah, and Zachary undersized, as far as that goes, but he is the quickest.
He by far, and to me, that was the play of the game. That's what got the score that put us back on top, and really I think got the offense with this successful drive here, 2-minute run the clock down the field. I think his play taking it to the house for the defense kind of kicked him in. Hey, it's our turn to score. They can't score for us.
Yeah, it took that pressure off of the offense there.
And I just continually am impressed by Jason Spicer. Wouldn't trade him for anybody out there. The way he is heads up constantly here. And tonight, of course, before we had the kickoff to the game here, we had some rain, and the guys, Chris Bussell and Jordan Varnador and Mike Vincent and his wife down there scrambling around here to make this go, and again rising to the challenge here. But we're going to have a halftime celebration here. We'll bring it out, and I'll kick up the second half prior in and talk about some of our fine sponsors.
This is a presentation of TigerVision on PalmettoHighSports.com, and yes, as Brian alluded to, it was an absolute nightmare. We had a noon arrival here at TigerVision today, and for the first 6.5 hours, everything was working as planned. And as usual, that's been happening for Fridays for us. The rain moved in. We are troubleshooting a lot of things, but as for this point, we are live, and we appreciate you sticking with us. We apologize for the reduced quality this evening, but we will be back with the second half, and hopefully with a couple of technical issues fixed. We'll see you in the second half. And welcome back to Tiger Vision, Tiger fans. We're now standing by with Tom Porter with Coach Marino.
Hey, Tiger fans, here with head coach Dave Marino. Coach, tough first half. Came on strong a little bit late in the second quarter there. Tell us a little bit about Freddie Manriquez keeping us in the game early on.
Well, we know what Freddie's capable of, and that was a hell of a kick early on to get us a little momentum. I think it was a 50-yarder. Offensively, we got to finish drives. We got to take advantage of these opportunities our defense is creating for us. That's the bottom line.
This quarterback Gag for Sarasota, he's been impressive at times, but the defense seems like they've kept him under wraps for most of the game. A few plays here or there he's gotten loose, but pretty much they've kept him under control.
Yeah, he's a really good quarterback, and he's proven it tonight. And our defense doing a good job. We just got to tighten up a little bit more, continue to get pressure on him, and when we got pressure on him, we got to make plays back there. We can't let him out of there.
All right, Coach, good luck in the second half. All right, back to you guys.
And let's kick it back to the booth here in Sarasota with Rick Wells, Ken Burton Jr., and Brian Varnador.
Thank you, Jordan. As always, Tom Porter on the spot there. Hey, starting the second half here, let's mention a sponsor or two. I wanted to mention the Manatee Community Federal Credit Union, serving anyone who lives, work, or worships in Manatee County. Log on to www.manateecfcu.org to become a member. Great benefits include favorable auto loan rates and buying assistance. We will treat you with a great local service and the respect you deserve. Manatee Community Federal Credit Union. Remedy Employer Services, our favorite local PEO, providing payroll services, benefits, and so much more. Superior Asphalt, superior quality, superior service. Superior Asphalt. Superior has built a rock-solid reputation in the Manatee, Sarasota County areas for over a decade. Superior Asphalt. Conley Buick GMC, where we treat you like family. Conley Buick GMC celebrating their 50th anniversary, proudly serving Manatee County since 1966. Keaton's Office Supply, real, fast service, serving the business needs of the community since 1951. Boyd Insurance Agency, winner of the People's Choice Best Insurance Agency in Manatee County Award, providing the coverage you need and a name you can trust. Serving Manatee County since 1974. Boyd Insurance and Financial Services. With that, I'm going to kick it to you, Rick, for your thoughts.
Well, real quick before we get started, I just wanted to acknowledge the outstanding hospitality we have received here from the staff here at Sarasota High School and the Booster Club. We've been treated like family here. They have just opened up everything to us. They always give us plenty of room to operate and fed us, and it's really nice when you're on the road and you get treated that good. That's not always typical. So
and we talked about it last week. We knew this was coming, and they deliver
and we were looking forward to it because we knew they're just great people up here. So you heard Coach Marino talk to Tom Porter, and we talk about this all the time. But offensively, we were able to finish that drive right before half, get 6 points. Once again, we're struggling a little bit, and this is not Freddie's fault. We're failing with our line, is just allowing too much pressure coming up front there, and we're having a couple issues with the snap and the holder. But when everything's going right, Freddie's going to get you the points. We just gotta get better at giving him that opportunity. But defensively, don't have to really change much. Continue the pressure, blitz when it's prudent to blitz, and just try to clog up that middle a little bit when Gag decides he's going to run on us. That kid is smart, and you can tell he's reading the defenses. He's picking up on the blitzes, and he's doing a good job. Offensively, we've got to put more points on the board, and we got to become more confident about how we perform, Kenny.
Yeah, I liked how we finished the first half with the so-called touchdown that they didn't acknowledge. Yes, we missed the point,
We'll take the
but what makes a difference here by taking that ball down the field? we get a score right before halftime, and now we get the ball back to start the second half to potentially extend our 18-7 lead. So here we go, Brian.
Tyrone Martinez is back there, and Johnny Jones, the kicker, approaches this one, kicks it off from the 40, and it's driving down. Johnny Jones takes it on the 20. He's at the 25, plunges forward, goes to the 31-yard line. So decent return, good field position for our Tigers.
Yeah, good job by Johnny. He just runs right over Kenny Turner for Sarasota, picks up about 4 more yards after contact, and Johnny's just out there. He is our workhorse, and when you got him and EJ there in the backfield, it gives us an opportunity to rest one of them, in between plays and come out fresh. And Johnny's just running the ball extremely hard since his injury last week.
He's one of those, what they call those yak running backs, yards after contact.
That's right.
Because he got hit early on, and then he just barreled that guy for another 5 yards on
Yeah,
that play.
I like to say with Johnny, he gives you about 1.5 yards better than he deserves. And kind of hard to spot him when he gets in there because he usually gets a little further than you think. Spicer takes one out of the shotgun, hands it off to Johnny Jones, cuts a nice cut in the middle of the field, drives forward to the 32-yard line. I don't know if we snuck Elijah Davis.
Yeah, I think that was Elijah and Brian. I'm pretty sure it was.
So Elijah Davis goes in there for about a 2-yard gain.
I'd like to see the holes open up a little bit more so our backs can our backs are he made all of that run on his own there. That we only gained 1 yard, but we've got to open these holes up and wear these guys down and finish these drives.
All right, Theodore Washington over here. Teddy Washington's out here playing tight end over here. He's got one receiver, Elso Garcia, over there in the slot. And he takes it under shotgun, and he hands the ball off there. Elijah Davis, he's got the crease on the edge, and he's going to be all the way down to the 50-yard line, but there's a flag in the backfield.
Yeah, and it's most likely going to be on us. I don't know what it was, if it was a
hold,
or if it was a I'm sure it's going to be a hold.
Oh, procedure.
Oh, there we go.
We were all wrong on that one.
See?
That's only the 5-yard kind, but unfortunately, that's going to make it a 2nd and 14.
Well,
now.
that's better than a hold with a so it's 2nd and 14, and so now Palmetto Tigers have this ball on the 31-yard line, and going to come off of that. Looks like we've got Spicer running out to the huddle there. Would like to see Jesse West and Eric Porter and the big offensive line, Christian Kalish out there. I'd like to call their names tonight, see them fire off the ball here. And we have Elijah Davis in the backfield. Spicer takes this one, fakes the handoff on the jet, goes up the middle to Elijah Davis, plunging forward, and spins off a tackle for about a 7-yard gain. Good gain.
Yeah, good job there by EJ. And what I'm noticing, I'm sure the coaches go over this even during the game, but the offensive line, they're just coming up a little high. They're not staying low. They're not getting that leverage. They're not getting that push. And as well as I do, if you come up and you're high, you've lost the battle.
Absolutely. Low man wins every time.
Amen. You might hear that a few times as you football players out there. Sullivan's out here wide, and we have Spicer in the backfield, Elijah Davis in the backfield with him back there. 2 receivers out to the right, looking for Pompey out there. Steps up middle of the field, and he's going to be tackled after getting back to the line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up punting situation.
Yeah, that's where that penalty there. We just got the 7-yard gain. We would have been like in a 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3, and we could have had a whole lot more options to call. So the penalty ends up biting us here, and we're going to have to punt.
Manriquez is going to punt this one from about the 23-yard line. He takes it, gets the ball off, and it's going to be a tail dragger, and it's rolling. It's going to be down there about the 26-yard line. So a decent punt there by Manriquez. It's 9 minutes and 16 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
So we get the defense out here and see if we can get something started with them here early in the third quarter and put some pressure on this offense. I don't want them to get too comfortable here, especially in the passing game. We allowed a couple big plays from them in the first half, and we really need to pay closer attention to that as well.
So Kari Hawkins and Austin Wagan are over here, and this time they hand the
Nice.
ball off on the zone read, and it goes nowhere. Excellent D there by the Tigers. And there's Wyatt again, along with 29 there, Latone Martinez stepping up.
Yeah, Wyatt cleaned it up, and I'm trying to get a number here, but you had Alonzo come in there. Houston comes in there and gets a hit on the tailback, but Wyatt cleaned it.
22 on the line there. Cameron Moore also getting in there. And Palmetto
We-
Tigers jump
yeah.
off sides once again. And
Yeah.
that time, jumping off sides there, number 76 jumps off sides.
So we go from a 2nd and 8 to a 2nd and 3.
And we've talked about it. We are so aggressive, and it's so easy to try to work that count, but you just gotta watch that ball. He's right there. He's right over it.
So now they're looking with the formation. He rolls to the right, steps up to the center of the field, and he's still running. Big hit there by Houston, but that's a first down.
He doesn't look like he's running real fast or that he's a powerful runner, but I tell you what, he's shifty. He turns at the right moment. He picks up another 2 yards after they appear to have him wrapped up, and this kid is this Brad kid, he's pretty impressive.
He's good. He's good.
And we're gonna have to face him 2 more times.
Ooh, he's good. Until he gets to that line of scrimmage, till his eyes are looking down the field. Now he has 2 receivers out here. It's a quarterback draw. Goes to the center line. Big hit by Duncan. And he's going to be down there after about a 3-yard gain.
I think he's going to think twice about this running after Duncan's pop on him. He hit him pretty good.
Yeah, we've gotten some big hits on him tonight already, and that's the second time we've upended him. What do you think he is, about 6'1"?
6'2", 180.
Okay.
Yep. About that, and he's going to probably grow. And really reminiscent. We're offsides.
I mean,
again.
we can ill afford.
That's 5 times. That's 25 yards of offsides penalty on the defense that I'm aware of.
We go from 2nd and 7 to 2nd and 2, and
the coaches are they are not happy.
We've got to be more disciplined.
I mean, that is just really in a field position game like this for our Tech. 25 yards of just freebies over the course of a game. That can come into play. Now Gagg's going to take this one. 2 receivers out to the left, looking to the middle of the field. Then he throws a wheel route down the sideline. And we got lucky on that one. He dropped it.
I tell you what he did. He had nothing but green pasture. We do have a holding penalty that would have negated it, but all he did was look upfield before he caught that ball. That's all he did.
I agree with you 100%. I got a touchdown, and unfortunately, you got to take the ball with you, and he dropped it.
I mean, we've all been guilty of that. We want mom to see us. We're looking up there. Hey, check this out.
And our statistician has been known to throw long bombs to him, but if he had his 8 guys covering him, he'll catch it between his knees,
Isn't that
his
funny?
legs.
Yeah, that's right.
If he's got 8 guys on him, he will catch it. But if he's by himself,
got to think too much.
he just like this fella here. Yeah,
that was the old out and up, and as soon as he saw the defender bite, he knew he had a touchdown there. But you got to catch it. Now, good job by the Tigers here. Now it's the 3rd and about 11 on this one. So that one's going to be a long one here for Sarasota. About 3rd and 9 as they sort this one out.
Yeah, you see, the D line, they come up and they fill the hole quickly, and the linebackers, you want them to get there a little bit quicker. That was a good job. But it's 3rd and 9. The linebackers must have been a little out of position on that one because usually they're right there wrapping up.
Might have been kind of back on their heels looking for that little drag route that they love to run out of this. And now he takes it and he looks to the middle of the field initially there, and great position by Duncan there on the receiver.
I'll tell you this, Gagg felt the pressure coming on that one, and he rushed that pass. And if he's had any issues tonight, it's been on those slants when he's trying to thread it in there. And he's been behind 2 receivers already tonight.
Well, again, he has not faced a defense like ours, and we're just quick enough either with the pressure or our backs to throw them off a little bit, and that's the difference.
Well, you know this too. You get hit a few times,
you're right.
You're gonna start thinking about that.
Yeah, and Andrew Duncan out there, excellent coverage, even if he catches that when he's short of the first down mark. Now Marsters is back there. Tyler Marsters takes this one, punts it forward, and it's going to be Mike Collins. Catches that one over the shoulder, shakes the tackle. He's at the 30, and he's out of bounds there, right about the 30-yard line.
All right, so Mike gets that, catches that one. That's good. Good job by him, and picks up a few yards after the catch. And you know, we're never going to be very hard on these guys out here because that's not easy to field a punt.
Oh no!
And then to try to pick up any yards with 11 guys coming at you with a full head of steam, and.
All right, now that big offensive line is taking the field here. Out in front, we want to see him fire off. It's 6 minutes and 19 remaining here, third quarter. Palmetto hanging on to this 18-7 lead. Timeout here.
Yeah, guys, and during this water break, why don't we kick it down to Tom Porter on the sideline? Live.
Hey, Tiger fans, during that last defensive stand there, head coach Dave Marino and the offensive line coach were over talking to the offensive line and just encouraging them and telling them they're one block away from busting the game out. They're talking about grinding and getting that defensive front of Sarasota tired. That seems to be the message to the sidelines here is just keep grinding. They're going to get tired. They're going to run wide, try to tire out that defensive line, and see if they can pop a big run here. So they're going to stick to the plan, grind the ball, and we'll see what happens. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Tom. 6 minutes and 19. Palmetto Tigers hanging on this 18-7 lead here in the third quarter. 1st and 10. Ball's right on the 30-yard line. Interesting formation here. Johnny Jones is out here in a receiver set, usually out there in the backfield. One single receiver out here to the right. Different look for our Tigers. Spicer takes this ball under center. Hands the ball off center of the field. And trying to grind it out here with our Tigers. No gain on the play.
I would love for them to line Johnny out there and just throw just a quick pass, just something, just get it into his hands and let him, shake and bake out there and make up a big play out of nothing because he can catch the ball as well as any of these receivers. I mean, he can do it all. He's that good. So you never know what's going to happen later on when you line him up out here.
This time with the formation, you have Reggie White and you have Sidney Pompey out here. Look for a tunnel on this one. Elso Garcia in motion. Spicer takes that, hands it off to Johnny Jones, and he's going to go fighting forward for about a 1-yard loss on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 11. Clock running, 5 minutes, 27 seconds.
There's just nowhere to run. He's trying to move people around to find a hole, and everything's closing down on him. And we have a 3rd and long here, and it'd be nice to convert.
Yeah, two receivers out there in the pattern. Coaching over there saying, guys, we want to win this. We're sending a message. We're putting it on the offensive line. So far, not passing the test, but coming out here 3rd down and long. Spicer's going to take this one out of shotgun. Johnny Jones is moving from his left to the right over here. We have Jacob Sullivan and Sidney Pompey out here on the far side. Johnny Jones comes by, looks for the middle screen. Whoa! Get the ball, Johnny, go! Oh, wow. So the ball was deflected off of Pompey, pops up to the air. Johnny Jones, very alert, picks that one up. Good thing clock continues to run. That was big. And now we're going to punt this one away, guys.
Yeah, one thing we're not doing tonight, we're not fooling anyone with the screen pass. But it's not happening. We're not getting anywhere with that. We got lucky on that play there that ball wasn't picked off.
That was a disaster waiting to happen. You could just see the whole thing disintegrating, and should have just tucked it up and ran it.
Jacob Sullivan back to punt. Zachary Hawkins back there to get there, and it's a really high kick, and it's going to be caught there by Zachary Hawkins right at the 36-yard line.
Well, once again, we're going to put it on our defense, and you
doing that too much.
Yeah, we've been doing that a lot here. The last 2 games, really, if we look at the Southeast game, the defense is really what pulled us out of that little dark hole we were in and gave us the lead and allowed us to, score after that. But we're going to have to figure some things out. First of all, this offensive line is going to have to step it up.
Now defensively, we've got about 5 across the line, and Gag looks at it. He throws a little middle again, and it's going to be Duncan is there to make the tackle after about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, good job right there, because we've gotten fooled on that a couple times, but not on that play. They pursued quickly and stayed in position and made a great tackle. That could have been, an easy 5-8 yard gain out of that one.
Yeah, and they love to run that on the short side of the field with the receiver there, and they run a go, and then they run Zachary Hawkins across the middle there to the long side of the field, gives him time to separate with his great speed. But Duncan there to say, no, sir, we're shutting the door on this one. Now it brings up a 2nd and about 5. And he keeps the ball.
There we go.
Tackled there.
Wow.
And Lester Johnson, Alonzo
Houston. But there's we've allowed him to burn us a couple of times here tonight. But Alonzo said, no, we're pretty much over that. And Gag looks a little shaken up on that. He's up and he's fighting it, but it looked like he may have hurt his hand.
So bringing up clock continues to burn here. 2 minutes and 52 seconds here in the third quarter.
Hey, Brian, sports fan, Alonzo Houston is a man.
Yeah.
That's not somebody I want,
No.
Pounded on me.
He's chiseled. And 2 minutes 38 seconds. Gag's going to take some now shotgun. Big play here. Looking to the outside. He's rolling. Throws back to the middle field. Ball's tipped and caught.
No.
Lucky break catch, and he's tackled. Oh, goodness gracious. Down to the 25. Just a fluke. Now it's time to step up and play defense, guys.
Yeah, that's just something that shouldn't happen, but you see it all the time, and it just was tipped, hung up there right into the receiver's hands, and hey.
Wow, good things happen sometimes. Bracket coverage, we had a guy in front and the guy in back, and it was a tip drill in between, off one receiver's hands, over the top, nice little alley-oop, kind of a floater-looking basketball shot back there to the secondary receiver, makes the play. But Palmetto Tigers hustling down, and ball is spotted now at the 22-yard line. Gag's got 2 backs in the backfield with him. And he's handing the ball off there to the left, and big Duncan comes in, and Houston's back in the backfield. Great play.
I tell you what, Houston right now is just playing angry. I mean, he has really stepped it up here. Not that he has to step it up, but he has basically taken this as a challenge. He's not going to allow them to run that ball, and you got to have a short memory. You got to forget about that last play and do what Houston just did and get in there and make a play and let them feel you.
1 minute 55 seconds remaining here, and 2 receivers out here to the right. Gag's going to take this. Brian Gag's taking this one, and he's taken out of under center, and he tosses it to the right. Palmetto Tigers swarming. Duncan with a great play. Nowhere to go.
I tell you what, that's exactly what you want to see. They are really getting a lot of pressure off the line, and they're just shooting through there. Everyone on the line could have made that tackle, but when you see Andrew Duncan coming through there like a torpedo, I mean, he's just, he said, Alonzo, it's my turn. I'm going to go ahead and get me one, because they're fired up right now, 3rd and 11.
And you would have thought that at halftime that Sarasota would have made some adjustments. We have called their names all night.
Yeah, look for a pass here. That's coming.
Yes.
Single back out there, and Gag is looking over, talking things over, very calm, and fakes a handoff. And there's the defense stepping up.
There we go.
Got him.
Good job right there.
And so
good job.
Great play.
Costello comes up and cleans it up. You had pressure on Gag. He's shaking up. He's feeling those hits, buddy. And look, he's tall, but he's not real heavy. What did we say about 180?
180.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, because Costello laid it on him, but he didn't get a full swipe at him. But if he did, he would not be in the rest of the game.
Okay, 4th and 10. Now you got to be very careful here not to get a roughing the passer. This is a big play in this one. 13 seconds remaining here in the quarter. Clock's winding down. Gag, look, if they moved, no call. Yeah,
they did get it. They did get it. And good job, Brian, because I thought they were going to miss that for a second, but it's
Now that's going to really
Well,
put her hurt
yeah,
on fourth and 16 now.
I think they're still going to go for it. They're not going to change anything.
Yeah,
They are coming off, aren't they?
Oh, it's going to be the end of the quarter.
End of the quarter. That's the end of the third quarter.
punting.
Palmetto leads this 18-7. They may tuck this one over during the quarter break. Very exciting football. And how about this Palmetto Tiger defense, guys?
I tell you what, you take that one little rinky-dink lucky play that just happened. They came back strong after that. And that's really the mark of a great defense. Is you got to have that short memory. You got to forget about it, and then you got to make sure it doesn't happen again. They shut that offense down after that play. They were not going to run the ball. They were not going to throw the ball. They were not going to do anything. I don't know what they're going to do here, if they're going to try to punt or if they're going to try to go for it here. But
what we have to watch here is since we're at the end of the quarter, a fake punt. But anxious to see the stats here. Okay.
Trying to figure out what they're going to do here, sports fans, because they've got a little bit of confusion out there on the Sarasota side. But I haven't seen Gag
come off the field. Looks like he's going to slip out there. Coach Brazelton in the box thinks there's some funny business going on here. We have
this is the time to do it. You got the time to call it and let's see what they do here.
Well, when we saw Manatee do it, and so we got to be aware of it.
Yes.
Davis Gurr fine back in the backfield. We've seen him come out of this formation. They're going to try to draw us off sides on this one, and then, perhaps flare Davis Gurr out of the backfield. All right, so he's got Gurr in the backfield, doesn't hand that. It looks to the center field.
Nothing.
Great pass rush. Now he's stepping up. Still looks like he was across the line of scrimmage, throws the ball. Nobody home. So great defense by our Tigers.
Yeah, I tell you what, there was a hold on that play, too, that the referees did not call, but just another solid performance by the defense, and we get the ball back here with 11:53 to go in the fourth quarter. And you hate to keep saying this, but offensively we cannot continue to stall. We can't rely on the defense to come out here. We got to at least put some plays together and give them a break.
Absolutely.
They spent a lot of time on the field because of that lucky play, but you got to give them a break.
Yeah, really, at this point in the game, this Palmetto opens up with an interception on the first possession of the game. Later in the game, we get a 75, 80-yard return by our defensive tackle. The defense is carrying the torch here, but it's time for this offense to step up. Spicer hands the ball off, and Johnny Jones goes for about a 1-yard plunge there.
Did somebody let the band in the press box?
It sounds like
it sounded like they were right behind us. Yeah.
So now that brings up a 2nd and 8 here for our Tigers. 11 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in the fourth.
It all comes down to the O-line, guys. Johnny and EJ, they're doing everything they possibly can do here to pick up some yards. We're just not giving them any help.
Interesting formation. You have Teddy Washington out here as the second receiver, big tight end. Sidney Pompey in motion. Look for a run and a block from Teddy Washington. Let's see. Yeah, it is a running play up the middle, and they were there for that, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 11.
Yeah, we can sit here and just talk about this all night, but we're just not getting the job done here right now on the line of scrimmage, and unless we do something different here, they're keying on the run, Kenny. They're keying on the run. They're shooting off. The defensive line is shooting off the ball, and they're just exploding our O-line right now. They're just pushing them back.
Oh, I like the look of this one. We have big Reggie White over here on a very smaller cornerback here, and Spicer's got the ball out of the shotgun, back in motion, and he's still in the middle, and it's caught there by Elijah Davis. He takes it. He's going to run very close to the first down. He's going to be about a half-yard short.
Just the fact that EJ was able to catch that ball, which was a little high, bring it down, and pick up any yards, that's an outstanding play. At least he gave us, some hope here. We got about fourth and 1 maybe. It's very close.
So let's see.
I don't know. What are we?
I'm sure we're asking for a measurement over there, and they're going to have a measurement on this one. I thought he was just a skosh short, but
I'm in agreement, Brian. I think he's a little short.
So
Yep.
4th down and inches here. 10 minutes and 4 seconds.
If we were getting 4 and 5 yards a pop,
Yeah.
I would go for this, but
But we're
we've got to
not.
kick the ball back.
That's
to
right.
them.
Yeah. This is
Got to
a
play field position.
this is a smart thing to do here because we can't allow them to start off with great field position here. And
Yeah, I might tell everyone to try to draw them off the sides one time maybe from this field position.
Good point, Brian.
Enriquez has got the wind at his back, really needs to get this one off. And receiver back there, sorry, Harris is not nearly
He ought to
deep
punt
enough.
it over his head.
Yeah, he's not nearly deep enough for Manriquez.
Oh,
And a nice driving punt, and he does catch it at the 25, tackled immediately there.
it's a
Great
great job.
coverage.
Great job about the 25-yard line of Sarasota. So Freddie booms one. He does catch it, which you know what? Good for that young man because that would have been down at about their 15 if he doesn't catch that ball.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And he was backpedaling. You want to come to that one
Yeah.
and play it the other way. And Andrew Osborne, long snapper on that, gets a fine snap back there, hustles down, and makes a play.
That's
So,
pretty incredible if you think about that.
yeah.
He beats everyone down the field.
Well, a lot of times they're untouched, and it's just like a kicking position. You can play a long time being a long snapper.
And that's the easiest guy to shake because he's running full speed straight at you. And great job by Osborne. He steps up, throws the long ball down the sideline, incomplete. Excellent pressure there, again applied by our Palmetto Tiger defense.
And not only the excellent pressure, Brian, he was throwing into double coverage. There was no way he was going to catch that pass.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to throw something up there and looking
Hope.
for another lucky catch. But he was very close to the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball. He was still over. He wasn't over, but he's been close here a couple times.
Yes, you're
Well,
absolutely
last
right.
2 times he's thrown, he's very aware. In any part of your body is behind the line of scrimmage, you're good.
That's right.
And he's pushing the limits on that one. So very close to the line of scrimmage. Now he's going to take it under center. Bunch formation over here to the left. One big back in the backfield with him. Fakes the handoff, rolls right. Lester Johnson.
Say,
No, sir.
My goodness.
You're not fooling me anymore with that one, big man.
He is just taking over this ball game.
And, naked bootleg, coach, please don't do that one for me again. Let's not dial that one
Well,
up.
I can tell you that that Gag is getting up a lot slower than he was in the first quarter. He's going to be sore tomorrow, boys.
Might be a little tough sleeping for him tonight, feeling those hits.
Good. He's tough. Now it's 3rd and 20. And let's see what they dial up on this one. A very difficult situation for Gag back here. And he has Trayon Hall back in the backfield. They like to throw to him out of the backfield. And
Oh,
there it
here
is.
we go. Pick up.
Duncan to the 10, 5, touchdown.
There we go.
Andrew Duncan.
I can tell you what, gentlemen, you can put that interception on pressure. You've got Lester coming through there again. Gag just got plowed by Johnson on that last play, and he said, I'm not getting hit again. He just throws that ball right into the hands of Andrew Duncan.
And kind of a little bit of a bonus here. We're up in here where we can hear Matt Brazelton, and we're not going to tell you what he's calling as far as the coverages, but they dialed that in, and they threw right into the coverage that was dialed up by the coaching staff here. So that's a beautiful thing to be a part of here in Sarasota. But now it's 24-7 with 8 minutes and 52 seconds.
That's 2 big scores by our defense tonight.
And that's double than what they had we got the first one last week and 2 tonight.
So great job by the coaching staff there. And now Manriquez has a very easy extra point here. It's going to come down to this snap. Let's see how this does. Snap's good. Spot's good. And the kick is up.
Wow, we got it through.
And good. Another good, fine hold there by Logan Frazier.
Well, that gives us some real good breathing
3
room
scores.
here. That's nice with 8:52 to go in the fourth quarter. You feel a little bit better about your chance to win this game tonight. But we still got to play smart football here. We can't do anything crazy, and it's going to bring the defense back on the field. We know that they've got to be worn out after spending a lot of time on the field here already in the second half. So, but we can, it's not time to take a break.
No, we have to finish them off. We have a 3-score lead, and yes, they have to come back on the field. We know we've made Sarasota one-dimensional. They cannot run the ball, and they're struggling with their passing game. So I look for more great things out of our defense here. As long as they continue that pressure, we're going to be sitting here pretty good.
Yeah, that pressure has been the key tonight, Brian. The pressure has just really taken Gag out of his rhythm, out of his comfort zone. I don't think he's experienced that this year.
Yeah, and he's a fine prospect, this Brian Gag, and Palmetto has done an outstanding job. Manriquez approaches this one, and he drives a very long kick. Forget about it. That one's out of the end zone.
During this break, let's hit up Tom Porter on the sideline.
Hey, Tiger fans, same story. The offense continues to sputter, trying to run the ball. I don't know if you could see it on that third down that we had there, the little screen pass. He had a block. He was ready to go, and he tripped over one of our own linemen. It's the same story over and again. Just keep sputtering. Defense having to save the day. Luckily, defense is playing great tonight, as they have all year. And if this is the way we have to win ball games, it's not pretty, but, hey, we'll take it. So back to you guys.
Yeah, the offense stumbling around a little bit today, and the defense is shining. Just think when we put it all together, guys. We've got quality special teams. We got a great defense, and look at that play there. So that's going to be no gain on the play. Second brings up a 2nd 10, 8 minutes and 43 seconds remaining.
And there's Lester Johnson again to clean it up. I don't think Gag was expecting to see Lester on that one because he came across and made the tackle, but just that constant pressure. I think that old line for Sarasota is starting to get tired, guys.
Yeah, Lester Johnson out here. Now we've got Washington, Teddy Washington out here at DN on this side. Defense is just dominant here. 2nd and 10. Gag gets this when he throws a quick out. Nice right on the receiver as he turns. Nice tackle there. Tackled at the 25-yard line.
That's fine and dandy that they completed the pass, but they're down 18 points, and they've got about a third and 6 or 7, but they've got to score here and score pretty quick.
That's a great catch by Stever. Quarterback got the ball out so early. Just turned around in his break, and the ball was there. And great catch there by David Stever on the play. But good defense again by our Tigers. Brings up a 3rd and 6. Brian Gag back in the backfield. 2 receivers out there. Zachary Hawkins watching to the middle field, and he runs an out. He runs a little. And nobody home there. Throws that one to the Palmetto bench. And bless his heart, Brian Gag is blasted by Lester again.
He can't even do a sprint out without getting hit, gentlemen. I mean, they're just pounding him.
Well, he's finding out tonight.
Welcome to 7A.
Well, that speed counters speed. I mean, this defense is all over the field. They are from side to side. They're coming up, making tackles from all different angles, and I'm telling you, tonight he's going to wake up in a cold sweat. All he's going to see is a big number 6.
Big number 6, Lester the Molester. Just absolutely
That's
having
a great name
field day in the backfield tonight. And now they're punting with 7 minutes, 32 seconds remaining on the clock. Mike Collins is back there to field this one. Knuckleball kick again. Poor Mike Collins, but he takes that one middle of the field, and he's going to take it to the 43. I don't think we've had a punter that can turn the ball over. Just about, and when it's easier to catch a ball that comes out of there, a nice spiral. And one thing about every guy that we face is throwing knuckleballs out there at Mike.
It's like seeing Phil Necro, I mean, it's dancing out there.
We were looking at the laces and, really.
You could read Spalding on the side of it. It wasn't even
Well, yeah,
moving.
I mean, I can only compare it to softball when you're in the outfield and someone hits that knuckle out to you, and you think it's going left and it goes right, and then right behind you.
Well, in softball, it's like James Stinton. Any one of those Stinton boys pitching to you.
Yeah.
You can literally read the ball coming because it's not moving.
And it goes out the same way. The only thing about that, it comes out at you the same way.
That's right.
Scary over at third base, too. Now, Herman White in motion, jet sweep, cuts it out there, and he's got the sideline. He's at the 35.
Run, Herman.
And all the way down to the 30. Herman not really getting a lot of playing time tonight. Comes in with a very white uniform. He looks fresh.
Yes.
That's one of our biggest runs of the night, I think.
Yes, it was for about 14, 15 yards, and first down, and best. The other thing, too, he stayed in bounds, so the clock continues to run.
All right, 7 minutes, 11 seconds here in this fourth quarter. First and 10, Tigers, 30-yard line. Jacob Sullivan out here with Sidney Pompey. Jason Spicer Jr. has this one under center. Jet sweep action in motion. Here it comes up the middle. Bobbles the snap ball immediately, but he goes for about a 3-yard gain, and that disrupted the timing of the play.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a issue there on the exchange, but we do have a few updates here to give you from 941updates.com. Braden River 10, Lakewood Ranch 0, Manatee 37, Alonzo 0 in the third quarter. St. Stephen's 35, Braden Christian 6, and Southeast 42 in the fourth quarter. Bayshore 0.
Boy, that Braden River.
That's surprising.
That is very surprising. As the number 2 ranked team in the state, just hanging on there.
Yeah, we have a player down for the Tigers.
Yeah, that would be our big Eric Porter, the anchor of the line there, the keystone. Eric Porter, critical to this Palmetto offense. Very, very sure on the exchanges to Spicer, and that's a big one. Looks like they're working on the back of his calf, though, so that may, let's pray that that's a cramp. Yeah, he has that. But Eric Porter, what a fine job he's done that season. We don't give enough credit to the centers, but he and Spicer have been very solid.
Yeah,
in the center.
I can't recall an issue between those two with a fumbled snap all year.
No,
I don't think we've had one.
No, I believe we still only have the one turnover against Manatee, which was the interception. Other than that, we have been virtually error-free. And despite the sputtering, Tom nailed it. Our offense is sputtering, but they don't turn it over.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that interception by Jason during the Manatee game, that was not his fault. That was some miscommunication between him and the receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And he was throwing to a spot, and he thought that's where that receiver was going to be. And you see that all the time.
Really, that stuff happens?
It does happen every once in a while.
I think it's happened on those NFL games Sunday.
All the time.
Yeah, and they're getting paid to play that.
Well, now Eric Porter still down on the field here. 6 minutes and 37 seconds. Palmetto Tigers here in the fourth quarter are hanging on to a 25-7 lead. Prayers are out to Eric Porter right now, and looks like he's getting up. No stretcher out there on the field, so he is favoring his left leg, and so I think we may have just severe cramps, and that'll work, guys.
Yeah, hopefully that's all it is, Brian, because we definitely need him, and I think that's going to bring in Garrett Westerman as, I don't know if he's going to be our new center or if they're going to move somebody over, but Garrett just came into the game.
So Garrett Westerman coming in, and let's see who's going to line up there and center the ball. Really, that's a pivotal player for our Palmetto Tigers, but it's 2nd and 7.
And it will be Garrett that's going to be snapping.
Thank you, Rick. And Garrett will snap this one to Jason Spicer out under center. And sometimes that shotgun snap is easier, actually, but Spicer takes it. Nice, clean exchange.
Ooh.
Johnny Jones met right immediately there. And I tell you what, down the field, you may pick this up. Jacob Sullivan just absolutely pancaked DB over there. So staying with his block down there. But that's, again, bringing up another very soon. We're going to, settling for field goals here. We need to put 6 on the board.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what happened on that play is Jordan Bush, the big D lineman for Sarasota, he's lined up right there over Westerman.
Mm-hmm.
He just comes right. This kid is just getting in there, and
Bush that kid is huge.
300 pounds.
Huge.
Yes. They have a huge line.
White in motion. Look for the wheel route here. Jacob Spicer looking for it.
Oh,
throws it down,
nice.
And he's got him there. And that is Reggie White. Also had Herman White on the wheel right behind him. But
He had
first
his
down.
choice. He had his choice on that one and completed a critical pass, moves the chains, and clock continues to run. Great job, Spicer.
yeah, Jason steps up in the pocket. You thought he was going to run. He stays behind the line of scrimmage and throws a BB to White. Just another smart play there by Jason Spicer.
And you know, I didn't see the coverage that well. I saw the guys open, but I think he could have run it too.
But he did have player's choice on that one. He had White on the wheel behind, Herman White, and he had Reggie White underneath, and he chose the shorter throw, first down, and keeps the clock running.
Yeah,
is he that smart? I mean,
well, and here's another thing, and we continue to praise Spicer, but he's not thinking about running the ball there. He wants to pass it. His vision, his eyes are downfield, and he sees what's going on. Even as he's stepping up into the pocket, he just throws a BB right there in the hands of Reggie White, and the clock has stopped. I don't know. Did we call a timeout?
Is there water break time?
Was it water break?
It might be a water break time.
All right, so we have trip receivers out here to the right. Herman White, Pompey, and Jacob Sullivan. Reggie White flanked wide to the left, and Johnny Jones in the backfield, I believe. But we've got Spicer taking the ball under center. And let's see if we slipped Elijah Davis in there. It looks like Elijah Davis has slipped back into the backfield. You know, a stable back here for Palmetto. They change them all the time. Spicer takes this one under center. And we move. And big Jesse West fires off early on that one. And really, that's the first time I think I've ever seen Jesse ever come out of his stance early on that. Maybe, that's one of those where maybe one of the defensive players was barking a snap count.
Very possible. You're right.
They'll get you on that one.
Is that our first line jump of the evening? I can't recall.
I believe so. I think
they've been pretty good. Our defensive line has struggled early, but they've settled down here in the second half.
Yeah, for the false starts, illegal shifts, the Palmetto has done a very good job this season with really not any of those types of penalties. And Spicer hands the ball off, and he's caught, and Elijah Davis spun down there after no gain on the play.
Yeah, and once again, you've got Jordan Bush, big number 93 for Sarasota. He's just having his way right now, and I would probably not run up the middle right now.
No.
I just
run that jet sweep again.
Yeah.
That's worked. Just try something different, see what happens.
Yeah, there's no.
We got a penalty.
Way.
Face mask.
Yeah, they have Jordan Bush listed here as a nose tackle at 5'9", 270. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's
no way.
No way. Absolutely not. 5'9", 270. No way is Jordan Bush that size. He's much taller and much heavier than that. Now, Spicer takes this one under center, and he has Elijah Davis in the backfield. Pompey's out here in motion. Davis takes a hard cut up the middle, running off the left side of the line. Really not much there.
Yeah, and the clock keeps ticking here with 3:57 to go in the fourth quarter. We're just taking our time as we should. Let that clock run down between each play and get back on the bus and head north.
Home.
Head
Absolutely.
Because I don't know about you, but I just love that Sarasota traffic.
Oh,
it was fun coming down up here.
I took the right choice, I think. And now Spicer takes this one under center. He's got Elso Garcia in the backfield. Very nice cut back there by, there he goes, Elijah Davis in for the score.
Touchdown.
Beautiful play.
We do have a flag. I thought I saw a flag come out, and we do. I don't know if that's going to be a hold or what it's going to be.
Oh, come on. The hold on the backside, on the left side of the offensive line, on a play designed to go to the right. Come on.
Yeah, if it was on the right side, I could understand. But way over on the other far side,
nothing to do with anything. But that's going to be hold and bring back the score from Elijah Davis. 3 minutes and 22 seconds. So it's going to remain a 25-7 game here. And holding was called right over there on the line of scrimmage, either the left guard over there or the left tackle. Wow, tough break on a very nice designed play. A little counter action by the back there, Elijah Davis going around. But now we've got three receivers out here. Spicer's going to take this one in shotgun. Look for nothing fancy here. Clock is the enemy. Herman White in motion. We move. So we had Pompey coming off the line of scrimmage there, coming out early.
And that's just going to be the miscommunication between a brand new center in Spicer right now. It's difficult to come in. I don't know if Westerman's come in at all this year to snap the ball. I don't recall. I don't remember seeing him. So it's difficult to get that rhythm that you had, and luckily we're deep into the fourth quarter here, and ball game's almost over.
And we're giving our defense a nice rest.
Yes, and they
well deserved. Well deserved. Herman White in motion this time, right to left across the formation. Spicer doing a great job milking the clock on this one. Now White checks back and runs to the right. Spicer, quarterback keeper, nice run inside. Goes for about a 4 or 5 yard gain, 6-yard gain on the play. So great management by Spicer. 3 minutes, and that clock is stuck.
I'm not sure.
I don't think it ever went down any.
And
It's
the
moving now.
the referee's telling them to roll it. It's not a first down. It's 3rd and 25. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
They can stop it as many times as they want. Score's not going to get any better right now.
So I think they didn't. The whole play was untimed there. Took a peek back there, and I think it was 3:22 when we started that one out. But it's 3 minutes in, 3 minutes even here. Palmetto down on the 20-yard line. Jacob Sullivan out here with Pompey. I do like what I see over here to the right. Let's see if Jason spins the bean or just settles on running this one to the center of the line. Herman White in motion. Spicer looks back, steps up into the pocket, goes to the left. Now he rolls to the right, fading back, throws the long ball, middle of the field, nobody home. And it's going to be broken up there, so that brings up a 3rd down.
It looked like the other receiver in the end zone was open. I don't know if he saw him or not.
Yeah, he had Sully over there with 2 Sarasota DBs hanging on him, but Sully got up as high as he could, just couldn't get a hand on it. But Jason was just throwing it up there, just hoping somebody would come down with it.
Jaquan Johnson back there for Sarasota, number 21, really climbed the ladder. Tried to make a one-hand grab on the play, so now it brings up 4th down for our Tigers. And in this situation, with 2 minutes and 35 seconds remaining on the clock, I look for Palmetto's offense just to stay on the field. Time a little bit more important than 3 points at this point. Spicer takes it, looks to the far outside, and wow.
Did he catch
what
that?
a catch over there, but he's out of bounds.
Nice catch.
A real nice catch there by Reggie White to go up there between 2 defenders and come away with that ball. That was a great catch. Just not enough field for him to get his feet down.
Got to get them both down in high school, right, guys?
One in?
I think only one.
Only got to have one in.
And Saturdays.
Haven't we had this discussion before?
Yes. But the other thing, too, on this, Jason Spicer threw a great pass.
Yes,
there.
he did.
That was. And, really, Reggie White is a fine-looking receiver, really tall out there, and made an excellent play on that one and just out of bounds on it. And so 2 minutes, 29 seconds. Gag is back in the backfield saying, please stay away from me, Lester Johnson. And now he throws it out of bounds there.
He's just getting away. He threw it to the coach. He's just trying to, don't hit me.
That was pressure. That was pressure again. I mean, this kid has got some skill. There's no doubt about it. And he's a great passer, but he's shaking up right now.
Yeah, no, good coverage back there by Derek Bradley, back in coverage. Nowhere to go. So, 2 minutes and 22 seconds remaining here in the fourth. The game here, Palmetto still leads this one 25-7. And Sarasota looking for some answers here, desperately seeking some answers here. It is a 2nd and 10, and Brian Gag has this one. 3 receivers out here to the left, 1 single out there to the right. Fakes the handoff, throws the out. Nice throw. Dropped.
Hit him right in the breadbasket.
So
My
that's going to
goodness.
bring up a 3rd and 10.
He threw a nice pass to him and just dropped it.
Well, he hits him right out of the break. Just like they coach him up on Saturday. He really does a fine job timing, and those are hard to catch when you turn and the ball's right there. But that is a very nice looking throw there. Drop. So 3rd and 10 here, 2 minutes, 18 seconds. Gag looking to the sideline initially, big rush, and he's going to be sacked back there in the backfield.
Oh, that should be a penalty, and it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
The offensive lineman for Sarasota came in there and tried to knock one of our guys off the pile after the play was dead.
Well, they're frustrated.
Yes, they are.
They have been beaten all night, and he's just frustrated.
And good discipline there by our Tigers not to get involved in the fray there, and have the penalty further stop possession here. So that's now going to be that's on the Tigers.
It's on us?
What?
Oh, wow.
That's interesting.
Interesting. So that's a 15-yard.
That's their biggest play all half. Am I right?
I think you're right, Ken. Except for the tipped ball.
The tipped ball, yes.
Yes. And that was a fluke. So, oh, come on. Oh, well. All right. So 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And that'll bring the ball. It's going to be very close to first down, but not quite. So it's bringing up a 3rd and 2. What have we got going on with the sticks
The
here?
scoreboard says, it did say 4th and 10. Now it says 3rd and 10.
It should be 3rd and 2, right?
3rd and, yes.
Well,
that's correct now. On the 30-yard.
It's not a...
it wasn't a dead ball foul?
Yes.
That shouldn't be 4th down and 2?
They're making us work tonight.
How does that work? I don't know what
they're killing us.
Now Gag takes this one. They're going to probably say
offside.
There's number
where's
60.
the flag? Where's
back
the flag?
Off, guys. Back off. 60. Now that's a personal foul. You got to have that one was pretty clear.
Offsides Palmetto.
Offsides Palmetto.
That was the first flag.
Personal foul on 60.
That's wow.
Okay. Well,
this is a long 2 minutes.
Oh, well, it's been a long 25 seconds ever since they missed that one play, Brian, and we didn't get the clock run off it. That thing has been just dragging.
Yeah, that last 22 seconds, I remember 2 minutes and 22 seconds seemed like an hour ago when I said that. And now Gag is going to get this one 1st and 10. Ball at the 32-yard line and play.
What? Oh, my goodness. Are we offside again?
We're offside.
We're offside again.
Again. What, 6th time tonight?
Yeah, we've got to stop doing that. Now
that is something we definitely need to work on. You don't need 6 of those in one evening.
Yeah, and that was number 80, and that's going to be one of the young guys brought up from the JV or freshman squad there. Excited to be in there, but drawn offsides.
I think we have an entire new defense, to be honest with you guys. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of clean.
We don't have many
clean
starters
uniforms out there. Yeah, they're letting them.
Well, I will tell you this: Isaiah Perez is out there, number 53. I'm familiar with that number. And now Gag is taking this one out of the shotgun, and he throws now.
He's down.
He's down. Called blow the whistle to protect those guys. And so
yeah.
That's one of those where you get blasted and then the fight starts. Two knees down.
Well, yeah. It wasn't hard to pick up on. I mean, we were up here and we're able to get a real big eye view of.
It's right in front of us.
Both knees going down. The side judge is right there.
All right. Well, let's wind this thing down. A minute and 15 seconds remain here. It's the 2nd and 8. Gags in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, steps up the middle of the field, and he's going to be tackled there after about a 8-yard gain. Pays a heavy price. His head really snapped back on the ground.
He got popped hard twice.
Those hurt.
Yeah, that's going to be a little. That I tell you what, that's a whiplash type collision where he gets hit by one guy and then someone comes from behind and hits him again. Clean play, nothing wrong with the play. But it's painful. That one hurts. That one, your head you fall on your back, your head snaps back. That one will rattle the box up there. I think we've got a timeout here. While we have the timeout, I'll give you a few more updates here. In the 4th quarter, Braden River 24, Lakewood Ranch 0, Manatee 44, Alonzo 0 in the 4th quarter. St. Stephen's 35, Braden Christian 14, and also in the 4th quarter, Southeast 42, Bayshore 0. So that Southeast game should be a running clock then. And, yes. And then that's our opponent next week. Yeah, Bayshore is the opponent next week. Back at Harley Stadium. And I had a closer here with all that in there, Ken, and you're jumping ahead. And I get to read. Are we home? Are we home during that game? Are we home next week? No, it's at Bayshore. Oh, it's at Bayshore. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, my mistake. But at Bayshore. See, if I would just let you do your job, then you wouldn't mess everything up. Well, we have fun up here in the booth, but
You know, the Bayshore game, that's going to be an interesting game. You know, Southeast showed us last week that they really were very – they have lots of potential there. And the rumors of their demise are greatly exaggerated over there at Southeast. And a big win tonight over Bayshore, who we will travel to Bayshore next week and face. But 42-0.
42-0, yeah, they're back.
Wow.
That's a district game for them. I think everybody's a district.
High snap there, new quarterback. Zachary Hawkins steps up. He's at the 40. He's at the 45, 50. Driving forward to the 43-yard line. Big gain on the play. Only 37 seconds remaining here.
Yeah, I think that they figured that it was time to take Gag out and give him a break and let him try to recover here a little bit because he's taking a beating tonight.
One thing we know Zachary can do, he can run. Now he's taking this one out of the shotgun, eyes the field, looks down, throws a long ball down the middle.
Oh.
An excellent play there by Houston, hustling back to tip that one away.
He tipped it away, but it still hit the receiver. He just couldn't bring it down. But it's pretty athletic quarterback here.
That's a nice throw. Houston just getting a fingernail on that. It's a good thing he didn't bite his fingernails this morning.
Absolutely.
Or that one would have been a touchdown.
That's right.
Did we have a flag on the play that we missed? Obviously we did.
What do they call them?
Personal foul
Sarasota.
on the offense, and would be after the result of the play, so it must have been after the play, so backs him up, and that's not a good thing, so that's going to bring on a 2nd and 25. So now with 27 seconds on the clock here, Xavier Hawkins in the backfield, taking it out of the shotgun, quarterback draw, excellent tackle there, and then where they're really 70.
Yeah, he's out of control.
He's kind of been very aggressive here in this last possession. 22 seconds, .3 in this one. He's out of control. He absolutely.
Well, he's done this after every play.
Yeah.
It's not getting called.
No.
But he's doing it. I mean, yeah, we can see him. He's pushing our guys around after the whistle blows.
I almost went with the true dat Cajun. True dat. Yeah, it's happened here probably 4 or 5 times in the last 7 plays.
Yeah, he's mad. I get it. I feel your pain, but
well, if they're not going to call it, you might as well throw away.
And they're not. Yeah, and they're not.
Yeah. So 22.3 seconds remaining here. This last 2 minutes. How's my beard coming in? Is it looking good, guys?
This has been the longest quarter that we've had in years. And I tell you what they're doing. They're trying to score here. I mean, that coach took another timeout. They've got one. They got one left.
Yeah.
They're trying to score. They're not trying to take a knee. They're not trying just to run the ball and run the clock out. They want to score.
Well, it's 25-7 now, and if it's 25-14 or 25-15, it sounds a whole lot closer than it really the game portrays. I mean, they have been literally shut down completely. Both on the first of all, they took the run away. They never really got it going, and they were able to pass after they made some adjustments early on. But then our defense made our adjustments, and they have not been able to do anything.
Yeah, exactly right, Kenny. If you go back to the second quarter when they scored that long touchdown run off of the little screen pass, they have done nothing.
Nothing. And when you look at this Palmetto Tiger defense, the plays that they've been hit with are plays of aggression. We get creased on a blitz, and I'll take that. I'll take one of those games. Instead of playing back, keeping them in front. If you get burnt when you're being aggressive just once a game, that's something that it can be a winning formula. 22.3 seconds remaining here. Zachary Hawkins back. Nice throw right through the hands of his intended receiver there, and that is David Stieber out there on the drop. So it stops the clock again, guys.
It stops it again, and you're right about the defense. Hey, yeah, they had one play that they broke the long run, and then they had the one here with the tip pass, but I guarantee you Pat Cucci wanted a goose egg up there tonight, and he's going to stay on them until he gets one, and I think it's going to come. They're only going to get better, and they're going to fine-tune these things, but they've just been flukes.
Well, the way I look at it, when you're scoring on defense, you can take, that fumble recovery for the touchdown. That's 6, 7, out of that. So it erases the 7 that the offense puts up when you can score on defense.
Stay in bounds.
And Takari Hawkins takes that one and launches himself 11 point. They're going to stop the clock on the first down here. So with 9 minutes now, they mercifully start the clock up before any kind of respotting of this one. 5 minutes or 5. And Ken, I had a question for you as we wind this one down. With ties and playoff situations and all the crazy stuff that can happen, I think you're probably the one that would answer this question. Does point spreads matter? High school football. With the ties, the formats, the district play.
Do ties? I don't think they have ties. They have.
No, what I'm saying is the point spreads in the games when they're looking at this, and we have a situation. It comes down to the wire.
When you have
in high school
a tiebreaker.
Yeah,
that's when they get together on a Monday night like we did, but they play a Kansas tiebreaker.
Right.
When everybody has the same record, if it's 2 teams or 3 teams. If it's 2 teams, it's going to be head-to-head, whoever won the game. If it's 3 teams, they're going to get together on a Monday night before the playoffs to fight it out with the Kansas tiebreaker.
So we'll take that as a no.
I think exactly.
No,
do I sound like a bureaucrat there?
Point spreads don't matter. No,
the point spreads don't matter.
Never.
No, they don't.
No naughty words up here in the booth, please. And so what we have here with 5.9 seconds remaining. Yes, the clock has not expired in this one. This should be it. Spicer's going to take this one in the victory formation. He's going to kneel, and that'll do it. So your Palmetto Tigers are victorious, 25-7, and really a hard-fought game and just an A+ by that Palmetto defense.
Well, yes, they scored 2 touchdowns tonight. The defense beat Sarasota tonight all by themselves.
Yeah, I think that what you talked about earlier when we gave up that one long touchdown play, but we made up for it. We scored 14 points or 13 points defensively, so we got back a lot more than we gave them. And offensively, we just have to continue to work hard, fellas. We've got to figure out what we can do to get better. We can talk about the other games we have coming up, and we don't want to get far ahead of ourselves, but we know that the Venice game and the Braden River game are the 2 biggest games we're going to play this year, and we've got to win one of those. And to have a shot at that offensively, we've got to find some more rhythm here, and we got to find something that truly works for us. And it's going to start on the O-line. And if we can't block Venice and we can't block Braden River, it's going to be a very difficult game. Our defense will keep us in that game. There's no doubt about it. The defense will be there, and it will give us a shot. But we've got to start opening up some holes here for these backs.
Or our defense is going to have to score 3 or 4 touchdowns if we're gonna be in any of those games. Fortunately, the way the scheduling gods have us set up, we still have 4 or 5 weeks to fine tune all these our sputtering offense and get ready for that. 2 more district games, and but the best thing about tonight was the W. It was a district win. It's a building block. We statistic-wise, 25 rushing attempts for 84 yards. That needs to be 100. That needs to be double that for what we're talking about, to be able to run up against Braden River and Venice.
Guys, let's listen in live with Tom Porter with a post-game speech with Dave Marino.
Coach, we're standing by for Coach Marino's speech to the team.
Get inside.
Standing by just in a few seconds here. He's going to start his speech to the team.
Hey, listen up. Hey, I can't say enough about that defensive performance. That was outstanding. All right, give you guys a round of applause. That's a great job defense. Great job defense. Hey, it's very simple. All right, offensively, I'm the offensive coordinator, and we're not getting it done. It is 100%, absolutely, positively my fault. All right, I will work, but I will figure this out. All right, we have got to start scoring more points, period. All right, defense, appreciate it. You guys had our backs all night long. We got to step up, man. We got to step up, and it starts with me. All right, it's my fault, and we'll get it corrected. Trust me. All right, let's go. Bring it up. Hey, listen up. Listen up. Hey, rest up tomorrow. Rest up tomorrow, all right? If you have an injury, Eric Porter, if you have an injury, you come in for treatments 9:30. Okay, everybody else has the day off. Okay, everybody else has the day off. All right, good job.
Hey, good team win, good district win. Family on three, family on three. 1, 2, 3. Family.
Hey, Gatorade.
Out of the district.
Gatorade's right there. Gatorade.
Coaches. Okay, or get a Gatorade.
All right, Tiger fans, here with Coach Marino. Coach, 1-0 in district play. How does it feel to get that first district win?
It's always tough. The first one's always the toughest. Sarasota's got a really, really good offense. They got some explosive kids. Quarterback's an outstanding quarterback, and I can't say enough about our defense. They're outstanding. They rose to the challenge. They had some plays. They had some success. We knew we weren't going to shut them out. I mean, they're too talented on offense, and so, we got to do a better job offensively, and that starts with me. I'm the offensive coordinator, and it's my fault, and we'll correct it, and we'll get better.
We knew coming into the game that our defense was going to be our strength. Talk a little bit about Freddie Manriquez and his first quarter, keeping the offense moving with those 2 field goals, and especially the 50-yarder. That was quite impressive.
Yeah, I mean, that's the strength of our team. We knew that. But also, again, I can't stress it enough. When the defense gift wraps us the ball inside the 30 3 times and we don't come away with touchdowns, that's on me. That's on me. It's my fault, and I will correct it.
We had the great drive at the end of the first half to score right before we went into the half. Talk about any other offensive positives that we had to take away from this game.
We're getting better. I mean, like I said, the kids are great. They're young kids. They do what we tell them to do. They delivered. They stepped up big tonight when they had to in that key drive. And like I said, and it's, as coaches, we got to do a better job. We got to do a better job and create more opportunities for them. And prepare them to execute those opportunities when called upon, and that's on us.
Looking forward next week to the game against Bayshore. Any thoughts on the game plan change, or pretty much sticking to our defense and special teams and get this offense moving?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to continue. We're going to go back. We're going to work hard offensively, and we're just going to continue to improve, and we're just going to continue to work to give our kids more opportunities to be successful. And that's our job as coaches.
Thanks, Coach. All right, guys, we're going to try to get an interview with Freddie Manriquez or one of the defensive standouts today. I'll get back with you in just 1 second. Back to the booth.
Okay, well, thank you, Tom Porter. That always brings a special flavor to the broadcast with Tom getting in there. Feels like you're in the huddle, but Coach Marino owning up to the offensive sputtering, and statistically, this is what's frustrating with him. 25 runs for a total of 84 yards. That's a little over 3 yards a clip. It's not where it needs to be. Spicer, 9 of 14 passing for 66 yards. In this kind of offense, that's not bad. There was times when he looked good, and so we ran 39 plays for a total of 150 yards. Sarasota, on the other hand, 28 rushing attempts. They ran the ball more than we did, believe it or not, for 72 yards, but most of it was on that one big play. 10 of 27 pass attempts for 125 passing yards. For 100, they had 197 total yards just to our 150. We were playing on a lot of short fields tonight. We just could not finish drives, but the most important thing is standing up here and looking over to my left to the scoreboard. Palmetto 25. Sarasota 7.
And guys, from the booth, let's kick it down to Tom Porter one more time. He's standing by with Freddie Manriquez.
Hi, Tiger fans. I'm here with kicker Freddie Manriquez. Freddie, awesome night tonight. You had a 33-yarder and a 50-yarder, I believe. What'd you think about that?
It was good.
Is this your first interview?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you. Offense is struggling. Obviously, defense is playing lights out. Offense, we're trying to figure out who we are still. That first quarter, we had some drives. The defense got us the ball inside the 20, inside the 30-yard line, and the offense stalled. They call you in, and you're able to make these clutch kicks. Do you feel that pressure? Do you feel nervous when you get up there, or is it just another kick for you?
At first, I used to feel nervous, but now it's just another kick. I know that I have to make plays for my team, man. yeah, I just do what I got to do.
Later on in the game, you had a couple blocks. Was that a blocking issue? Was it a bad snap, a bad hold? Do you know what happened with those?
I'm not sure. In practice, they get blocked, so.
Is this your first year kicking, second year kicking?
Second year.
You see this as something you're going to continue to do, maybe through college? You definitely have a strong leg and a very accurate leg. Is that something you see yourself doing at the next level?
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to go pretty far with my leg, and yeah, hopefully I could go to college, D1. And
have you gotten any interest yet?
No.
Not yet? It's definitely coming. Great game. Thank you very much. All right, guys, back to you.
Great interview. I know the young man's nervous, but you know, with an offense that sputters, it's great to have a kicker like him that can come in and we can get all we have to do is get on the other team's side of the field, and we can almost guarantee 3 points, and the defense can pretty much shut somebody down. The problem with the kicking game tonight, he was on his game like he always has been. Kickoffs, everything. We had a muff snap, a blocked kick, and a bad hold. That is something we talked about it earlier, but he could have had a much better night if the snap and the hold and the blocking would have given him an opportunity to kick. Rick.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys. Coach Marino is just a true professional. I mean, he is the head coach of this team. He is the heart and soul of this team. I have no doubt that he will continue to do what he has to do to get this offense on track. And I also have no doubt that our defense can handle Venice and they can handle Braden River. So I know that they will be there to provide us with that field opportunity, those opportunities that we need to score. I know they will do that because this is probably the best defense, Palmetto defense I've seen since we've started doing this, and I'm just glad we're here to watch it every Friday night, Brian.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, and again, the accommodations here at Sarasota have been fantastic. I wanted to mention some notable Sarasota High alumni here. Paul Azinger, 1993 PGA Championship winner. Jimmy DeBose, the 1975 SEC Player of the Year.
Who did he play for?
Yeah, you know he played for Florida and
Florida Gators.
Yeah,
and the Bucks. No, did he play for the Bucks too?
Yeah, he did. The Redskins and then the Bucks,
Yeah.
and then Ed Price, the state legislator.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, he was a great guy.
Yes, he was.
Paul Rubin, aka Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman, yeah.
Of course here, and then later FSU fame, and then some other things. And then the most
movies.
The most important alumni here in my book, Eileen Varnador, my mother here.
Oh, good deal. Nice.
And I wanted to say thanks, Mom, for all you've done trying to teach me how to talk, and we try to do our best.
Now, the word is that she was a fabulous. I know she could play the piano, and I know she could make it talk. But I heard she could do the baton pretty good.
Yeah, I think she did that. She was like a head majorette or whatever, a baton spinner, and had some skills.
Did not know that.
Very small motor coordinated, unlike her son, I guess, you know. But hey, tonight let's wrap it up here. Again, this family broadcast here at TigerVision. Tonight's final score: your Palmetto High Tigers 25, the Sarasota Sailors 7. A Lisper's nightmare on that one. Sarasota Sailors 7. Be sure to join us again next Friday night, September 23rd at 7:15 p.m. as we travel across the Manatee River to Bradenton to face the Bayshore Bruins. My broadcast partners, Mr. Rick Wells, Ken Burton Jr., and I, along with Steve Johnson on the stats tonight, and the entire production staff of TigerVision via PalmettoHighSports.com, wish you a very safe weekend. Go Tigers.
This has been a presentation of Palmetto High Sports Tiger Vision, brought to you by YouTube Live in association with MSTV. We'll see you next week, Tiger fans. Go Tigers.